Deadeye is my hero. I love you, Deadeye. Hi, everyone. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. Welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant, everybody. The second half of the year has officially begun, everyone. We are here with an early review, and we're already off to a good start. This is a slightly early review. The film's first showings are tomorrow night, and the opening day is Friday. So so welcome to Raise on Popcorn with Grant, everybody. It's me, Grant, the movie and TV guy. We're here to talk about a movie, movies and TVs that we do here, and that movie is Joyride. Not Rusty Nail. Same title, different movie. So what is Joyride about? Well, Joyride is produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. It gives you kind of exactly what you expect when you hear that they are among the producers. Joyride, however, is directed by... Who directed Joyride? Adele Lim, I hope I'm saying the name correctly, who is Malaysian American. She wrote Crazy Rich Asians and Raya and the Last Dragon. Oh, okay. And this is her first film as a director. She also co-wrote the screenplay. She actually has story credit from a screenplay. Hey, Drew, what's going on, buddy? The View with Drew, right on cue. How's it going, buddy? And the screenplay is written by Teresa Hizayo. I hope I'm saying it correctly. And I already know this is a Family Guy writer because they made jokes about this writer. Cherry Sheva Prava Damrong. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. Oh, yeah, great movie. What'd you think, buddy? Cherry Sheva Prava Damrong. So what is the film about? Well, when we begin the story... It is 1998, and we have two young girls, Audrey and Lolo. I'm glad you're doing good, Drew, but how was Ray? Did you like the movie? No, I'm glad you're doing good. It's great to be good, because the opposite of good is bad. Lesson of the day, kids. Audrey and Lolo are two best friends. We meet them, it is a classic Disney story. Two girls meet, become best friends, and become best friends by beating up a horribly racist little shit on the playground. And playing on the slide that he says they couldn't go on. We then jump ahead to the present day with the same song used in the opening montage of Ruby Gillman. It's weirdly similar. We then jump ahead to the present day. They are now, the two friends, Audrey and Lolo, are now played by Ashley Park and Sherry Cola. They are two best friends who are heading off to Beijing because Audrey is trying to land a job with a big business type played by Ronnie Chang, the comedian Ronnie Chang, and along for the ride is her famous roommate, who is an actress and apparently a former sex-positive type who has now become a devout religious celibate. She is played by Stephanie Hsu, recent Oscar nominee Stephanie Hsu, as well as Lolo's cousin, the non-binary pal Deadeye, played by Sabrina Wu, who is the standout. And together, this group goes on a crazy road trip to Beijing, and along with the business deal, they have another idea in mind. You see, Audrey was adopted by a white couple, and she is desperate. She turns out might have, with some pushing from Lolo, might be convinced to meet her biological mother. In fact, meeting her biological mother and making nice with her may very well land her the job. Can these pals survive this trip without getting into too many raunchy shenanigans? Let the mayhem begin. So, Joyride is the comedy of the summer. Yeah, I loved this movie. This movie was absolutely hysterical from beginning to end. The hype is real. This movie has 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's justified. This movie is absolutely hilarious. It's funny. Agreed. I like it. It's also if anyone who listens to John Mulaney stand up, it's one of his best jokes involves the movie Ray. Anyway, look up Ray Charles. Look up John Mulaney Ray Charles date. Look up that skit and pretty hilarious. Anyway, yeah, this movie's brilliant. This movie's hilarious. It's full. It has such heart to it. It's raunchy. A lot of Eiffel Tower jokes, and we're not talking about Paris. We're talking about threesomes. So anyway, a lot of tattoo on the vagina jokes. A lot of gross out humor. But underneath all of that, like any good Rogen Goldberg joint, there is a lot of heart. There's a lot of heart about friendships, and a lot about friendships and unlikely friendships. And a lot of that is also perfectly personified by the character of Deadeye, who's kind of introverted. They are, and they kind of struggle to come off as anything other than socially awkward. And they become the conduit for a lot of the friends to come together in a very particular way. Really fun. I love the character of Deadeye. I'm a big fan of Sabrina Wu. They're terrific in this film, and it's just a great comedy. It also doesn't feel the need to be, not to say there's no commentary, but it doesn't feel the need to use any kind of commentary. The fact that it's an all-Asian cast doesn't really have necessarily any major bearing in a social sense to the plot. It just kind of is, which I really appreciate. It's not called upon. They don't use that as the fact that it's an Asian group of characters as a crutch for the jokes. It's just a raucous road trip comedy that happens to feature an all-Asian cast and mostly Asian crew. I love this movie. I thought it was hilarious. It's very sweet. It's also very short. It's only about 95 minutes. It's in, it's out. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's very, very, very funny. And if you're not a prude, I think that you'll feel really great walking out of Joyride. It really is a joy. Now, I was wondering, why is this movie called Joyride? Because it does, it's the same title as a also terrific but very different film starring Paul Walker from about 20 plus years ago. Here's the thing that's interesting. Apparently this was not the original title. The script, I believe, was on the blacklist, and everyone knows one of the most famous American films with a mostly Asian American cast was The Joy Luck Club. Great film. This movie, the reason it was called Joyride is because the original working title allegedly was The Joy Fuck Club, and they changed it to Joyride. So that... I honestly like the original title better, to be perfectly honest, I think, but you wouldn't be able to get away with that, so it's fine. Anyway, yeah, Joyride's very funny, has a lot of heart to it. It opens on Friday. I highly recommend seeing it, and depending on how this weekend goes, it's probably going to be my film of the week. I just have a feeling, unless Insidious 5 is the best installment in the series, and even then, I don't, because it's going to be kind of a quiet week overall. Anyway, so yeah, it's great. Joyride is funny. It has a lot of heart to it. It's fantastic, and I'm going to give it, yeah, you see it, bang, 5 out of 5 stars for Joyride. This was a really funny movie. Really funny, really had a lot of heart to it. Really good time at Joyride. All right. That being said, really A-level comedy for the year. Probably going to end up being the best, just straight along comedy. I still think that when it comes to comedy hybrids, The Blackening is probably the best. But when it comes to just straight up comedies, this is far and away the best. All right. Okay, but let's quickly talk some Trailer Trash. Trailer Trash, back on the strip. Talked about it. Looks kind of lame, honestly. Shortcomings. This is the feature debut of Randall Park. It also has Sherry Cole in it. Looks very, very interesting. Very, very funny. Little indie comedy. Haunted Mansion. Talked about it. Looks good. We're seeing it in a few weeks. The Hunger Games. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Talked about it. Looks good. And Expendables. Yes, I'm not going to call it what they want me to call it. It's not Expendables 4, it's Expendables. You call it Expendables, You live with it. All right. Yeah, it looks fine, I guess. Anyway, was there shawarma? No, there was not, but there were comic book style graphics, but there was nothing, there were no scenes. All right. That's it. We will be back tomorrow for a review of Insidious, The Red Door. Also this weekend, the review of the action comedy The Outlaws, starring Adam Devine, Nina Dobrev, Ellen Barkin, and Pierce Brosnan. We will also have a review, an early review, Monday night, of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And next week, we'll have reviews of Psycho Pass, the movie Severance, I think that's what it's called. And which is, yes, in case you haven't noticed, an anime, another movie based on an anime I've never heard of. And also, we saw it back at Sundance. We were finally going to review of Theater Camp. And then down the line, we'll have other reviews, including Oppenheimer, Barbie, They Clone Tyrone, The Beanie Bubble, Haunted Mansion, Talk to Me, and Zoe 102, and is that it? Oh, and the first Slam Dunk. So that's all coming up in July. So all coming up. Oh, and also a retro review of the first Terrifier, because it's being released in theaters. So that'll all be next time. And until next time, I'm Greg the Movie and TV Guy. I see it all, and I'm happy to share it with you. I love you all. I appreciate you all. I love how class is missed. LV3000. Be kind to one another. If you like this video, give it a like if you want to. Give it a subscribe if you want to. Give it the bell. I don't know what it does. That's what you're supposed to do, or so I've been told. Leave a comment, even if it's ignorant. I like waffles. It really helps out. If you want to find me else or reviews, listen to other fun stuff, you can check me out on letterboxd.com at RaisinBuckWithGrant. Twitter, I'm at RaisinGrant. You can find me on Facebook, RaisinBuckWithGrant. Instagram at RaisinBuckWithGrant. Serialized, all one word, lowercase, Raisin on Popcorn. Check out my podcast, Raisin Popcorn with Grant podcast on Spotify and Anchor. Some of you already have, but even if you haven't, take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. It's incredibly important, and I want to know down below, what did you think of Joyride? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Think my opinion's good? Think I'm full of shit? Comment below, let me know. And until we meet again, we were all raised on popcorn. Make mine extra butter. Catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Bye.